a very good morning to everyone. Assalamualaikum for all the audience and panel. Today we are going to discuss about some hot topics that is frequently an issue among youngsters who are new to the adult life. Some may have not been exposed on how to manage their money and plan out their life, their future, and many more. Money is very crucial issue. Hence, it is something everyone should know about and plan ahead for. Does everyone knows the right way to plan for your future? Is there any right or wrong answer? You don't know? Okay, so today we are gathered together with panelists here, and as moderator myself, my name is Nur Asyura binti Kamarulzaman. I am a student in Polytechnic Puan studying diploma in business studies. Let's move to our first panelist, Ms. Nurul Syauqina binti Abdul Majid, which is an accountant from Osome, Malaysia Sdn Bhd, and followed by Ms. Nurul Hikmah Balqis binti Ahmad as a student from Polytechnic Puan Study. And from my left side, we have Nur Azlin Natasha binti Zakaria, which is a teacher in SMK Taman Indah, and followed by Syakirah Hayati binti Mohd Razani as our counselor. Starting with our first panel next to me, which Ms. Nur Syakirah, who has been accountant for 3 years. What do you think about borrowing basics? And can you explain more about how to manage debt in a proper way?
Thank you, our moderator. So, as we know, the borrowing basic is about loans and credit, repayment and default, credit cards and etc. So, as for loans, there are 4 types of loan, which are car loan, housing loan, student loan, and also personal loan. So, let's go through one by one briefly. As human being, of course, we want to live in a luxury life, but then we need to ensure it will not affect our life until we got into a bankruptcy. So nowadays, people want everything to be easy. As for who have a credit card, they will assume that their life going to be easy, as they just need to swipe the card for everything they wanted to buy. So basically, credit card allow you to buy items and pay for service electronically without using cash. When you use a credit card, your credit card acquirer will pay the merchant on your behalf and later to your issuing bank. So this makes purchasing things a lot easier. But don't you ever forget about the cost of borrowing, and using your credit card, they also have interest rate costs such as late payment fees.
Is there any legal proceedings that will be taken against them? And also, are they going to bankrupt?
Legal proceedings like what Asyura asked just now. If you fail to do so, legal proceedings can be taken against you. You can even make a bankrupt. So what you need to do is you need to use the card only for needs and not for wants. And then never skip the payment and always stay on 30% of your total credit limit. And then beside that, pay off your balance every month, and you will enjoy the benefits of using a credit card without interest charge. And also, here I want to tell you guys, there is zero interest if you pay full on that month, but this is required for the first month only lah. So basically, as for me, we know that now is a pandemic. So on this pandemic situation, we need to spend less on our credit card, as we don't know how it will be to our future, as we still have jobs or not. So as I am, even though I got a permanent job, but we don't know what future holds us. So maybe one day I will be unemployed or anything, right? Okay. So this also same goes to personal loan. Like this
thank you Miss Syakirah. So we have listened to an amazing experience from her and about basic. So for my personal opinion, I agree with Miss Syakirah because as we don't know what future holds us, so that from now we need to start plan our spending. So next, let's move on to our second panel, Nurul Balqis, which is a student polytechnic Tuan Pusat graduate studying in diploma business studies. As a student, of course, we are familiar with PTPTN, right? So now I know, do you take PTPTN?
Yes, I do.
Yes. Okay. Can you share with us about PTPTN?
Okay, thank you Asyura for listening. Actually, there are so many types of student loan, PTPTN, MARA and more. Student loans are offered by private organisation, government agency as well as the government to college or university students to help them pay for their higher education. So basically, they provide a very low interest rate. For example, PTPTN, the interest rate is only 1% and it is very low and soon we can pay back when we gain work. So who did not pay back their student loan, your credit report will be affected. You will be blacklisted on the CCRIS report and this will affect the quality of your credit report. As a result, you will face difficulties if you want to apply for a loan from a bank. This is because through the CCRIS report, the bank can find out that you have an inconsistent loan repayment pattern and you have been blacklisted. As long as you do not make consistent payments for PTPTN loans, you will face difficulties in applying for a loan and obtaining a credit card from the bank. Other than that, you cannot go abroad. Borrowers will be blacklisted by the Malaysian Immigration Department if they do not make repayment or are in arrears. The implication is you will be barred from going abroad, cannot renew passport or apply for a new passport. PTPTN borrowers are advised to be settled loan areas to avoid restriction at airports or national border gates. If there are areas, they need to make payment or consult with PTPTN 7 days before they are going abroad. For PTPTN, it is under PTPTN fund which is work on revolving basis. So it means that the amount of money in the fund is fixed and the payments that made by previous beneficiaries are used to help new applicants. So that's why for those who borrow, please settle immediately.
Alright, thank you. Okay, one more question, Miss Hikmah. We are all aware that the COVID-19 pandemic that is happening now. As a student, are you affected with this pandemic?
Yes, I'm affected with this pandemic situation because I'm worried about the future. When I'm finished studying, either I will get a permanent job or I will be unemployed for a few years. If that's so, I will not be able to pay back debt. So as a student, this also affect my mental health.
Thank you so much to our panelists, Miss Nurul Balqis for the sharing. Without further ado, let's move to my left side, which we have Miss Azlin Natasha here, who is as a teacher in SMK Taman Indah. And can you share with us how or the right way for the youngsters to plan for the future, and what to do after graduating, and what are the fundamental things that they should know about?
Okay, thank you. So I will talk about living life is basically about making smart choice. This requires you to plan ahead, be informed and avoid impulsive decisions. If you have your first job, that will be the first of many work experience that eventually shapes your career. Develop an interest in your respective field, irrespective what career you choose, and make sure you enjoy your job. It is better for you to to work to be something you have the aptitude to do rather than forcing yourself into a job scope that you do not intend to. Okay, if you are dislike mathematics, do not force yourself into a career in accounting. And if you enjoy dealing with people, maybe a career in sales and marketing.
I'm sorry to interrupt,
Yeah.
but just now you said that if we don't, we should go to the career that we don't intend to. So I was like curious, what if we are not such in a luck? Like what if we only receive job offers for positions that we are not fond of? Should we just like take the job, accept the job, or should we wait for another opportunity?
Okay, I suggest you to wait for another opportunities.
Alright.
Okay, and then you should planning your career. It takes most of our adult life, so it should be taken seriously. The development of career will be determine the quality of your life. No matter what the first job is, use the opportunity wisely to learn the basic of surviving at your workplace. Develop skills as those are versatile are most likely to get ahead in a company. Whenever you think about changing career, be sure that whatever your target is, know what is the job about. Ensure what you want, either it matches your wants career-wise or financial goals. This is the bosses like the skills. Okay, the first one is communication skill. The second is human interaction skill. Third, take on assignment that can improve knowledge and skills. Fourth, volunteer to take part in activities. Fifth, read books, and the last one is writing skill.
Alright, thank you for sharing. Okay, I have one question for you. As a teacher, do you suggest your student to take loans, and what are the pros and the cons from taking them?
Okay, for me, I do not suggest that my student take student loan. It is because students should pay it back after they're working. You know that loan is you borrow. It is not a gift. Yes. Yeah. It's best to start paying back the student loan after once you start working. Okay. The pros is student gain money, and the cons is they have to pay it back, and they should reach target pointer 3.5 and above.
3.5 and above.
Yeah, they should pay with interest, as our second panelist mentioned it before. What happen if you did not pay the student loans? Okay, yeah, the first one is win the chance to work for a good employer. The second one is have a problem in getting financing from financial institution later. And the last one is potentially cause a delay from achieving your life and financial goal. Okay, that's all.
Alright, thank you for the astonishing sharing. I'm sure it has opened our minds of each of us have learned something new today. Last but not least, let's move on to our last panel. Miss Syakirah Hayati, as our respectful counselor, can to share with us about matters of heart. And as of the most viewers are newly adults, let us get into the topic a bit.
Okay, thank you, Shura. So, as you said, most of our viewers are young adults. So let's go a little bit into matters of heart, or we could say marriage. So as you go through adulthood, you may meet a person that you wish to marry. Marriage is a big commitment and should be entered only if you feel capable of handling responsibility. Shura, may I ask you if you have someone special, or you are thinking about getting married anytime soon?
Not yet.
How about you, Balqis? You're still a student, right?
Yes.
Do you have anyone special?
No. I
I'm sure Azlin and Kina is already married, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So for Shura and Balqis and all the viewers that are young and single, we're going to talk about wedding. So when thinking about wedding, you should be realistic about the expenses, because you'll be surprised on how much gifts, ceremonies, dinners, clothes, shoes, and all of that will cost. Yeah, so you need to list all of the necessary things before the wedding, and maybe it's better to get tips and advices from people who are already married, so that you will know what they have been through and how to spend your money wisely. So you don't need to live up to other people's expectations, because in the end of the day, it's about you and your future spouse and your family. And you should always save for your wedding and put it as a part of your financial plan. So after marriage, maybe we're going to think about family. So money is a sensitive topic, but many couples go through this problem in married life. So maybe before marriage or after marriage, you could decide about how to handle bills, how to pay family or children. Maybe if you want to plan for future kids and family, you will have to think about that, how to spend your money, how to save your money. So, Hina, do you have any children?
Yeah, but for now, I only have my one and only.
So are you planning on having more children or just one or two for now?
Okay. I think not yet because this is our because this is my third year of marriage.
I understand. So that's good. That is how you should do it. You should plan ahead so that in the future you won't have any problem, especially that could make you argue with your spouse. So in marriage you have to pay for common expenses, monthly expenses. So you need to decide on how much savings you want to make every single month and talk about each other investment style, including their preferences. And also, you should ask your future spouse on their debts so that when you get married to them, you will know what debts they are facing at the moment, so that you won't be shocked. Maybe in the future, there will not be any problem. So be transparent with your spouse or your future spouse. It is best for both of you to settle the commitment or personal debt within a period of time before your wedding, so that those debts won't be piled up into more debts after you get married. That's about it. You just need to plan ahead and talk with your future spouse.
Alright, wow. This is a tense topic, and I'm sure that many are interested with this topic.
Especially for students.
I'm not sure about that. Not me, maybe Balqis. And now, Sherry, before we end our discussion today, we all will have an end of our career. Let's talk about retirement.
I see. So for retirement, all of us will eventually go through it if we have a long life. We are never too young or too old to plan for retirement, because it is good for us just to input the habit since a young age, because it should be a part of our lifestyle. It is best to not just rely on EPF or KWSP, because there are a lot of things that we may not expect, like getting into an accident, health problems, emergency, and etc. Maybe in the future we go to an accident and we can't work anymore. So it is best for us to have a different saving other than relying on the EPF and KWSP. So many people prefer to live for like now, enjoy the money they have now rather than saving it or planning for the future. But we actually should think about the future, as we do not know what our future holds. By saving early in your adult life, you might find it have some time to enjoy some money earlier than your retirement. So as you guys are still young, I would suggest you guys to make other saving other than EPF. So for Azlin and Hina, you guys have a stable job right now. So do you guys just depend on EPF, or do you guys have other savings as well?
As for me, I also invest into gold and ASB, and I'm planning to invest in food. Actually, it's for my daughter future.
It's really good. How about you, Azlin?
Okay, for me, I have my own saving. I also have like Syauqina, investment in gold. So every month I will buy gold bar or jewelry.
That's good, that's good. So maybe in the future, Balqis and Shura can also plan to have other saving other than TWSP and EPF. So the basis of retirement planning, I'm just going to go deep into it. We should know how much savings or asset that we have right now, how much is our monthly income, what is the percentage of income that goes into our EPF, what rate return do we get if we invest, and how many years do we have until we earn the money of retirement. So yeah, that's about it. Although like many people would say that money is not everything, but everything is money. So
Everything is used,
yes.
must.
Although it is but it is also a necessity in today's world. But also don't forget that health, family and spiritual well-being are important also for our happiness. So make sure to plan ahead so that we won't regret later on. So it's better while we are still healthy, young, we should just really care about our financial situation. That's about
Alright.
it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Syakirah Hayati. We are at the end of our discussion. So I think to conclude everything, being adult can be tiring, but life must go on, and we should have future planning and always plan ahead, and not for ourselves but also for our future family and maybe a big family, and also even as a student, personally, we should not take it lightly. And in fact, we should always start at a young age. The sooner the better. As the opportunity given, I would like to thanks to all the wonderful panelists and what beautiful our panelists today, who are willing to spend their leisure time to share about their thoughts and knowledge for the benefit of others. And I really hope that our audience today can get some input, even just a teeny bit, and from our fun sharing just now. And all of you taking time, and all of you has taking time out of your busy schedules means the world for me. Thank you so much.
My
Thank you
pleasure.
for having us too.
Alright.